Fourth Sunday of Lent reflection. Last Sunday he said, I am the living water. How he quenched the thirst of that woman in Samaria. And today he is saying that I am the light of the world. Blindness. According to John, my dear friends, sin is where you don't have faith. That is exactly sin. You read John chapter 16 verse 5 onwards, you'll find this. So now this person is born blind. So you cannot see. You cannot see. Why a person cannot see? There can be two reasons. One thing, you can be blind, and if you are in darkness, you won't be able to see. The Lord is saying, I am the light of the world. My dear friends, so it's a journey from darkness to light. That's the resurrection. He became the light of the world. And when you are in darkness, you are in sin. That's exactly the second reading. At once you were darkness, but now you are the light of the world. But when anything is exposed by the light, it becomes visible. For anything that becomes visible is light. Therefore it says, awake, O sleep, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. So this is the new life he is speaking about, the resurrection. He is going to be the light of the world. So we find a blind person today in the gospel. This person is born blind, and by birth he is blind. He has never seen light. So normally the understanding of the Old Testament context, if a person is blind or deaf or dumb or whatever the iniquity he is having, the teaching is that it's because of the generational sin. That's the very reason he's asking, the disciples asking, he's born blind, is it because of his sin or the parents' sins? The Lord is saying no, the glory of God is going to be manifested through this blindness. How God is going to turn everything into a blessing. It's beautiful. So this person is blind, and the Lord is taking, so the Lord, how he healed him, it was not this man's sin, but the parents, but that the works of God might be displayed in him. We must work the works of him who sent me while it is day. Night is coming when no one can work as long as I am in the world. Having said these things, he spat on the ground and made mud with the saliva, and then he anointed the man's eye with the mud. It speaks about it's about the creation of man. How he created man out of mud, clay. And now he's creating, it's a new creation, there's no eyes. He's going to be the creator. And eye, light, always connected to with sight, isn't it? Now he's going to see, but then it's not an immediate miracle. It is a journey. Light to darkness, darkness to light is a journey. So he's asked to go to the pool of Siloam, pool and wash himself. Go wash in the pool of Siloam. And that's exactly how the Lord sent him on the journey. My dear friends, he never knew Jesus. He never saw him. But then he simply believed his word. Just imagine applying mud on the eye, and what a terrible pain he must have gone through, But then the faith, as I said in the beginning, according to John, sin is faithlessness. When there is no faith, faith is a journey, leap in the darkness. He does not see, but he's going in that journey. It's beautiful how St. Paul was blind, and he was given sight and he saw, he was made blind because of a light. You read Acts chapter 9, how the Paul is converted. Saul became Paul with a fall, and he was blind. Light made him blind. So your light can be darkness. So that's exactly how in Psalm 139 it is said, even darkness can be light in the eyes of God. He can turn it into darkness into light. What is you? The darkness in you can be light. And on the contrary, we find in Matthew's Gospel, if your light is darkness, what a pathetic thing. Your eye is the lamp of your body. My dear friends, it's a deep theology spoken here. How Jesus is going to be the light, but in a journey. So once he went in that journey and washed himself in the pool of Siloam, and he was healed, and he never saw Jesus. But then he was confronted with the villagers and all the others, and they said, those who saw, they were in dilemma whether he is the blind person or he is someone else. And he said, I'm the blind person. And then they goes to Pharisees. They were blind with pride. And their pride is terrible. They are never ready to believe. They're never ready to believe. And how they were arguing. And they are so blind with the law. They said, so they are worried that he healed on a Sabbath. And because of it, he's a sinner. But this person is saying, how can he be a sinner? Because sinners cannot perform miracles like this. So it's amazing how this person begin to see now, step by step. And he said, I know he's a prophet. And as in the well of Samaria, how that person, that woman came to realization step by step, progressive revelation. Even this person is going through that journey. This is one of the literary style of John, my dear friends. So sight is your faith. That's exactly in 2 Corinthians we read, not by sight but by faith. Now he believes. He believes. Others, they don't believe. And they never believe Jesus. So they are in thick darkness. Romans chapter 8 verse 24 we read how we are saved not by deeds but by faith. Hope is something we cannot see. But if we hope, we cannot hope for something we can see. So if it is hope, you will believe something which you cannot see. So that is the light. The faith is going to be your light. How he believed the word. In Psalm 119 verse 105th verse beautifully says, thy word is light unto my path. How that word, you go and wash in that pool, how that word became light into his path. And it's amazing. It's amazing the contrast between this blind person and those who physically could see. Those who saw with their own eyes, they were completely blind. And this person meets Jesus after a terrible rejection because he said he's a prophet. And because he asked whether you want to become disciples of himself. These things made them angry. My dear friends, also your anger can be blind. You can be blinded with your anger. You are so angry, you won't see. Even your grief can make you blind. In the tomb, how Mary Magdalene never identified Jesus. Even the way to Emmaus, how Cleopas and the other disciples they identified Jesus. They were blinded with their sorrow. You can be blind in many ways. Sometimes with your pride, with your greed, you can be blind. You will never see. Lust can make you blind. That's exactly in Matthew chapter 5 verse 8. Those who pure in heart will see him. And now he sees him. And Jesus asked, do you believe in the Son of Man, Messiah? He says, yes, Lord, if I know. This is I who is speaking to you, the Son of Man. And he said, Lord, I believe. And that gave him the complete sight of the journey. Those who saw never believed. But here is the person who was blind and now see. Literally, he can see Jesus and believe. Your sin when you don't believe. You can see if you cannot believe, my dear friends. you are still blind. You are invited to come to the light. Come to the light, because Jesus is going to be the light. And He will open your eyes of spiritual. So He will open your spiritual eyes so you can see differently. The little book of the first reading, how Samuel saw and thought the elder son is the king, anointed. But the Lord said, you see in your naked eye, I see the heart. It's different how God sees when your spiritual eye is open. Amen. May God bless you.